beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing good because I am doing great. For all the returning subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing and joining the family. And for anyone who is watching this video and you are not yet a subscriber, I don't know what you are waiting for. I have no idea. Like, can you please explain to me why you are not a subscriber? Just tell me on the comment section why you are not a subscriber. Then maybe I'll understand. I'm just gonna give you a brief story of how I got my job, the things that I did to get the job that I am currently in, to give you a brief history or story of how I started with my career. So after graduating, I did economics and risk management at the Northwest University. So after I graduated, I applied for a graduate program with one of the companies here in South Africa, which is in aviation, and luckily for me, I was accepted into the graduate program. The graduate program was for 1 year and 6 months. I did that. After that, then I got a permanent position in the company as a pricing analyst. So I had been with the company not for long when we were hit by pandemic. COVID-19 happened and we had to stay home. By the time when the government announced, when president announced that we are going to a lockdown, I had been hired for 3 months. So it was quite a hard time for me because now things just changed not long after I had been permanently employed. So I stayed home and December came. Things were still not looking promising, so the company had gone into business rescue prior to that, and they had to reduce the headcount, and I was part of the people that were retrenched. So in December I lost my job, so I was now currently an unemployed graduate. Yes, so I now was unemployed. I was retrenched mid-December. It was on the 15th when I got the email that I am retrenched. And I remember at first dealing with the fact that you are retrenched. It was difficult, but we moved. Came January, I was not applying for any. I was really enjoying my time at home. I'm doing nothing. I'm just waking up and I'm just thinking, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't want to go back into corporate. I am tired of corporate. That is everything I was telling myself, but that was not a realistic goal, because I mean, YouTube, yes, I love YouTube with everything. Like, I love YouTube with all of my heart, but it is not sustainable at this moment. I'm not even yet monetized, and I was like, how am I gonna survive? How am I gonna feed? You need money in this world. You need money. So now back to the drawing board, and I was like, I need to start applying. But the thing with me is, every time that I am looking for a job, I am that person that is, I'm not gonna devote myself to looking for a job and I'll be applying to 100 posts a day or 50 posts a day. No, I don't do that. So I think right now it's time for me to get into the tips and the tricks of how I got the job. After I started applying, I think in, if I am not lying, I started applying with my heart now, with I want a job. It was, I think it was in March, if I'm not lying, March 2021. That's when I was like, now I think I want a job, and I'm applying to get a job. I'm just not applying because people are telling me to apply. Now I'm applying because I want to get a job. I started applying in March, but I wouldn't apply to 100 companies a week or anything like that. I do not do that when I am looking for a job. So let's start with the application process. The first tip that I have is that apply where you actually want to work. Do not apply because there is a post that is available there. No, apply to a place that speaks to you. Apply to a place you actually want to work at. When you get that call to say, can you come to an interview, it must be a place that you actually wanted to go to. It mustn't be just a random place. I hope you understand. So that is the first thing. I don't apply to 100 places. It's better to apply to 3 places where you know that that's actually what you want. Tip number 2, it ties in with the first tip, with what I've just said. If you are going to be applying to 100 places a day or a week, chances are you are going to be using one CV that you'll be sending around to 100 companies, which is generic, which doesn't even speak to the job description that you're applying to, which doesn't speak to the role that you're applying to. You'll just be sending out your CV. To you, it's all about the quantity, whereas it's all about quality. The quality of your CV, is what will get you to an interview. So applying using a generic CV that you use to apply everywhere is really not helping you to get that job. That's tip number 2. Make sure that whenever you are applying, you edit your CV. It needs to speak to the role that you're applying. You can't send one CV, same CV, to 100 companies. No ways. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Those are the 2 tips that I have for you. And now I'm gonna jump into the tools that I use to help me to get an interview. So the first thing, which is the only tool that I used basically to get the job that I'm currently in. So I use this website. It's called JobScan. This website is the best. It is the best. I will advise any job seeker to make use of this website. When I say it's the best, I'm not lying to you. So here is what I did. I went into the website and I tried using the website. But if you are not a premium user, you get limited use of the website, so you don't benefit as much. The only thing the website will tell you is how your CV ranks with the job that you are trying to apply for. So what I would advise anyone to do is, when you are now ready, you now want that job, I would advise you to use and subscribe to use the premium feature. So with the premium feature, you get 30 days free. What I did personally was, I knew that I want this job, and what I did was, I'm gonna subscribe, use it for 30 days. Before 30 days lapse, I should have a job. I should have an interview. Even if I don't have a job, I should have at least an interview. So I made use of that 30 days, because what the website does for you is that you're going to take the job description of the post that you are applying for, and you're gonna take your CV, you're gonna paste it into the website, and the website is gonna tell you how your CV ranks with that specific job role that you are applying for. And if your score is like 60, 50, then you know that the chances of you getting an interview are very low, because what recruiters do is they use a system called ATNS, I think, and that system really just picks CVs that are worthy for the recruiter to look at. So they check your keywords, so whatever they posted, whatever is written on that job spec, you need to sort of match it in your CV. You need to use the right keywords for your CV to pass the test. For anyone to even take a look at your CV, you need to have the right keywords in your CV. Hence I said a generic CV is not going to take you anywhere. It's not going to take you anywhere, because you need to use the right keywords in your CV. So the website will give you a score of how your CV ranks with that job that you are applying for. It will tell you the keywords that you are missing, that you need to use in your CV. It tells you the hard skills on that job spec. You might not see them as a person who's not in HR. It's very difficult to spot these things, but with that website, it tells you that these are the hard skills picked up on that job description, and it will give you also the soft skills. So you know, with the hard skills, you need to have all of them. In a way, you have to have all of them, and with the soft skills, you can miss one or two maybe, and that will ensure that you get that email that says congratulations, you are invited to an interview. So I really do advise people to make use of that website. It's called JobScan. I'm gonna leave the link to the website in my description box, so do check it out whenever you are ready to apply, and whenever you feel that you have the time to apply. You have the time, because it takes time to edit a CV. So job application is not something that you can rush. It takes time to get that CV right for that specific job. Whenever you are done editing your CV, you can always try the test again and see how it ranks. Mine, when I was applying, it was ranking 77, and they say that a good score is an 80, but with a 77 I was able to get a call to come for an interview. So I really do advise everyone who's looking for a job, do check out that website. I'm repeating, the website link will be in my description box, so do check it out. And the last thing that I want to touch on is the interview. Now that you've used the website, now that you've got a call, they say you must come for an interview, it's happy times now. You need to prepare for your interview. You don't just go for an interview and hope things will work out. You don't just go for an interview and think, I'm just gonna ace it. No, we don't do that. We prepare for interviews. You don't take an interview lightly. You don't say, just because I've gotten an interview, it means that I now have the job. You don't have the job yet. You need to prepare for your interview. What I mean by preparing is, there's a lot of videos here on YouTube that tells you how to prepare for an interview. I'd advise you to check them out. With interviews, there's a certain style that you answer questions. You don't just, when they say tell us about yourself, you don't just say I'm Tubaletu and I'm a graduate. No, there's a certain way that you answer questions in an interview. Especially when it comes to behavioral questions. They might give you a scenario. They might ask you, when was the time you dealt with something like this? You need to already have your scenarios ready. You need to know that if they ask this, this is what I'm gonna say. This is the scenario that I'm gonna use, because there's questions where they ask, when was the time you solved a problem? At that moment, there is no time to start thinking, when was the time? It's time to give them a scenario, take them through what you did. Like, be detailed, give them relevant details. And I do recommend that you check out, there's a lot of videos here on YouTube that tells you on how to prepare for an interview, how to answer questions. So after you've done all these things, you have prepared yourself, you are ready to go for an interview. I now say that it's time for the interview, their exciting part. Now it's time to show them and prove them that they made the right decision by inviting you to an interview. So now you are at the interview. It's time to now ace it. Show them that you are prepared, show them that you are the right candidate, and be mindful of your body language when you are in an interview. You don't want to be sitting like this. You need to be careful of what your body does when you're in an interview. Sit upright, hold yourself, have a good posture when you are even sitting down. So I would really advise that you get yourself prepared, because when you are prepared, you become confident. Even how you answer the questions, you are confident. So you need to be confident, be mindful of your body language, and be sure to ace it. Be sure to ace it. There's no time for playing, because after the interview, you need to get a call that says congratulations, you've got the job. So I do hope that this video helped someone out there, because I know that there are people looking for jobs, and people normally think that the only way you can get a job, especially here in South Africa, is through knowing someone, through connections, through links, no, you can get a job without knowing anyone. you can. It's still possible, because with the 2 jobs that I've had in my life, I never knew anyone. There's no one that I've known that is in aviation. Or no, I just prepare myself. I go there and I show them that I am the right candidate. So I do hope that you did enjoy this video.